everybody. It's been a hot second. I've been pretty busy with the multiple jobs and the weekend excursions, so just been trying to find time to actually get my thoughts together and relax. So I'll give it a shot. Nothing new in the Magic world too much, although most people I'm thinking are having faith in WotC in one way by almost assuring that a lot of stuff is going to get unbanned, which is cool. I think so too, that they might be unbanning some stuff, which would be great for the format. But, people are still lost at the not the point system, the card levels or whatever. Yeah, basically most people know that it's stupid. It's just dumb. And I watched the professor's video on his point system thing, which is it's good, I guess. It's okay. It's still really hard to sit there and calculate points along with building a deck. It's just one thing too many. So I don't really like it. Is it better than the WotC's idea? Yes. But is it ideal? No. But Rachel said it best, which is, this is a card problem or a card solution to a social problem. So it's never going to work. Basically just a more clear and concise understanding with Rule 0. Basically just going with people and having trust in them and talking with them about how do we want this game to go, and then just go from there. And, there will always be people who don't understand. There will always be people who lie. But yeah, that's just how things are going to be with the Commander format. It is what it is, bro. So far, people in our shop, they don't care. They really don't care. As long as you just let them know. Hey man, I'm playing a Mana Crypt. Do you guys care? And most people don't. And then the same with proxies. Hey, I got proxies. Do you care? Most people don't. It's a pretty chill place, though. So I know not everywhere is going to be the same. Some places are going to be more strict. Some places are going to be more lax. I'm thankful that the place I work at is very open to whatever you want to play. And most people are pretty chill. So yeah, got lucky with that one for sure. Otherwise, I've been trying to, in the little free time I get, which is basically just these hour excursions on the road at a time, is trying to understand the Pokemon world. And so I've started my collection of the original sets. So that's the base set, the jungle set, and the fossil set. There's more vintage sets, which my friend is collecting as well, but I'm not really into them. Granted, my nostalgia, pops up when I see Rockets or Gym Heroes, or, it's oh, I remember those, but I'm very strict with what I want to collect, because I'm diversifying in my collections. And even in Magic, I have cards I like, which are a lot. I've got the art cards I'm trying to get of certain artists. And then I have all of Bloomborough still. So I can't have it all, because I also do other things than trading card games. Shocking nobody. But yeah, so I've been trying to get into Pokemon and what it really means, and it's different. It's quite different than Magic. because Magic is very much a game. Most people play Magic. Not many people collect. I think most people have cards. They have their decks, and then they have bulk cards, and maybe like a couple of cards they like and they just keep. Maybe a binder, maybe. But for the most part, Magic players are players, and you don't need the special art or whatever of a card to get money. Like, as long as that card is the chase card, is the like cool good card, it could be in whatever condition, it can be in whatever art. It will, obviously it will cost more if there's a special fancy art for a good card. But you don't need that in order to play. So when I've ripped Magic boxes, I have almost always at least gotten my box worth out of that. So at least the $100 or whatever I spent, I can get back out of that box for sure. I've been pretty lucky, and I usually pull more than that, so I usually make money off of boxes, but I don't I don't open many. And if I ever buy a box, unless it's like Bloomborough, which is I'm collecting all of these, so I'm just ripping them open, I buy a box and I draft with them. So I like to have fun. I do the thing you're supposed to do with boxes, or at least the thing you were supposed to do with boxes. I have no idea what you're supposed to do with boxes anymore. But, so every time I did that, I ended up pulling out more than the box was worth. So that was always fun. But anyway, that's like, in my, anecdotal opinion, Magic is, if you want to buy a box and you're okay with getting a bunch of cards, that's great. Someone was telling me, like, for the best way to collect Magic, and of course, this is a hobby you will spend money on. So if you have to have the money, you buy a case of a set. Because if you buy a case of a set, you're going to have almost guaranteed a play set of everything. Almost. Not like the special art stuffs anymore, but at least a guaranteed play set of everything. And then you sell off your extras, and you kind of can make that back. But yeah, so how much is in a case? 6 boxes? Yeah, you should be able to get what you need out of a case, have it as a collector and as a player, and be good. So that's really smart. I wish someone would have told me earlier. But yeah, so that makes sense, and you don't really lose a lot of money with Magic. I think that's my point here. You don't lose a lot of money when you do Magic pulls, because Magic is a game. Every piece can be useful, and if it's a useful piece, it doesn't matter what condition or whatever it's in. Pokemon, I'm learning, on the other hand, it sucks to say, it really sucks to say, but it's almost worthless. Pulling anything is just worthless with Pokemon, because it is almost 100% a collector's game. Like, and there's so many people doing it too, and they print so many cards. Granted, Magic has been kind of crazy with their set releases now, because they set release with like 300 new cards each set, and it's like, what, every month or so now? It's, okay, ridiculous. So, excluding modern Magic, like the last year or two, Pokemon, like, they pump out sets left and right. However, their sets are only 100 and some cards, okay? So it's not like ridiculous, but that's a lot of cards, okay? And when they pump out that much, and they reprint a lot too, they're not stingy like Magic. They will reprint stuff constantly. So there's almost a plethora of all these cards. And they lean heavily on the special arts, pretty foils. So they're just everywhere, which is good. You know what's awesome is they're printing especially the Japanese stuff, their foils, their pretty arts, their pretty foilings. Oh my God, it's so gorgeous. Being a Magic player, we are starved. Like, we're starting to get nice art and full art, and that's great. But the foiling of Magic is just poo-poo. It is so bad. It is so ugly. There's a reason that some foils are worth less than their normal printings, because the foiling is so bad. And it's not just like because it's boring in general, like even if it was printed correctly. But the printings themselves are just done so horribly. Like, it's crazy. So I'm looking through these Pokemon cards I'm pulling, and I'm like, this is a beautiful card. It's 10 cents. What? It's crazy. Pokemon's so much better when it comes to the card quality, but it makes sense because Pokemon, I think for the majority of its lifespan, has been a collector sport. So prettying the cards and making them, better is basically who owns that? Pokemon? Who owns the TCG? I don't know. But whatever, that's why they followed down that path, so it makes way more sense to me. But saying that, though, I was, like, interested. So, like, I'll buy a box, and, I'll, thinking it's like magic. I'll at least get, what I want out of it, right? And maybe make some extra money and stuff. No, you don't. No, you effing don't. Like, nope. You do not make money on Pokemon. I'm sorry to burst anyone's bubble who's been told differently. I was lied to as well. But you don't make money on Pokemon. You do not. Don't let people tell you differently. You don't. You want to know how you make money on Pokemon? You really want to? Okay. You buy at least a case. At least a case. Maybe a couple cases, okay? But you're going to need to buy a fuckload, okay? And when you do, you crack them yourself. Don't sell the packs. Don't sell the boxes unless you're planning on sitting on them for a few years. If you're okay with sitting on them for a few years and then a few years down the line make a few $100s, then save sealed. Go for it, bubba. Like, that's one way. If you got extra money and a lot of space in your basement, buy sealed, let it sit there. Pray there's not a hurricane that wipes out your stock, because that's how you make money with sealed. But if you don't want to make money with sealed, you want to make money with singles, you buy a buttload of a set and you go for the chase cards. Now, technically there are a lot of hits or whatever in each set, but the chase cards are only going to be like 1 or 2 a set, okay? And you are not going to see those cards unless you open a boatload of cards. I mean like cases. You'll see maybe 1 or 2 or something ridiculous like that. Okay. So now you've gone through all these cases costing, I don't know how much, depending on if you got it from straight from distributor or not. So you've opened all these packs. You've got a couple of these chase cards. Okay. They're still not going to recoup you. Okay. You're still sitting at like a 70-80% loss. Okay. That's money gone in the wind, never seeing it again. Bye-bye. The way you can get that back and possibly more is to send those chase cards to get graded. You have to do this. This is a necessary part. Okay, so now you've got these rare cards. Okay, you send them in, and you have to pray to the gods you pray to Cthulhu, to Jesus, to whoever, to Allah, to Buddha, whatever, that those cards that you sent in come back as 10s. Okay, they have to come back as 10s, otherwise you might as well sell them raw and try again. They will be worth just a little bit more if they're 9s or below, like basically nothing. Basically the amount of money you spent to get them graded. Because if you get the chase cards from all the packs you open, cases and whatnot, and when you get it graded, and if it comes back a 10, then you can make money. And ideally, those chase cards are like the Charizards, the Pikachus, the ones that everyone wants. Then, and only then, would you, quote unquote, be making money. Okay? That's it. That's the only time you'd make money off of Pokemon. So, if anyone's telling you differently, that you can make money off of singles, no. Unless you do what I said, you will not make money off of singles, okay? Beware the Pokemon trap. Unless you are willing to pay that much into it, pray to get those hits, and pray they come back as 10s. Honey, you're not gonna make money. You're not. So this is where, like, some kind of odd metagaming, reading in between the lines type stuff happens. Where if someone is saying like, yes, get into Pokemon, yes, make money off of it and stuff, and they do, it's like, here's a good rule of thumb. If you look at a business practice, whatever business, selling Pokemon cards, and you notice, car, I'm okay, car, relax. Good golly gosh. So say like you're looking at a business practice and you're like, okay, I'm going to look at this legitimately. All your ducks are in a row. You're buying for the right price. You're selling for the right price. You're not trying to cheese anyone out of money. You're not trying to sell. You're not trying to scalp people. You're not trying to lie. And you're trying to do straight business. And I'm sure some business people will laugh at me when I say this, but if you look at it and you go, wow, you can't make money doing that, then guess what? You probably can't make money doing that. And the people, oops, sorry about that. And the people that say they make money doing it, they're probably lying. They're probably scalping. They're probably giving people bad deals. They're swindling you. That's the only way to make money. That's if what they're saying is true and they make money doing this X business, and you know, like, there's no way to make money in that business, honey, they're scammers. And unfortunately, Pokemon is just filled with these people, filled with these scammers. They'll tell you whatever they want to tell you, okay? But it's almost guaranteed they are not doing business above board. Okay, they're taking advantage of people. And knowing that, as someone who knows that, not everyone knows this. Most people, I don't know what an average Pokemon player collector is like. But as someone who is just starting to get into this and who is just doing a little bit of extra research, and I can sit here and see that, it's just etchy. It's scary. It's etchy. It's hard to put my faith in it at all, honestly. So I'm sitting there going like, wow, I'd really like to buy like cases. I'd really like to buy boxes. I'd really like to buy singles. But if there's just, it's almost guaranteed that if I'm not face to face with this person and I can touch the card physically, I can touch the case physically, the box physically, there's a guaranteed, there's guaranteed chances that that's been fuddled with. It's not right. It's fake. It's so sad, but it's true. So it was like a big letdown when it came to that realization, because I was like, I'm still a little bit tempted to do rip and ships because I think it's fun. I watch Universe and she just has fun doing it, and I really don't think she makes money off the packs, which is what you have to do now because it's just so saturated. But she makes money off of like donos and subscribers as a streamer. She's a streamer streaming a game, but the game is ripping packs and selling them to people. She's selling that for straight money. I don't think she makes money off of those at all. I could be wrong. But I don't think she does. And she's fun to watch too. So that's how she makes money off it, and that's legit. That's a legit way to do it if you want to do rip and ships. And stuff like Whatnot is just it's a breeding ground for all this terribleness. And I don't know. It's kind of like, yeah, you want to be like a legit drug dealer. Look, man, I just want to make some safe coke. Okay, no, I'm just kidding. It's just a business practice. Like, you go into it knowing it's shady. So you can be legit all you want, but it's just, most people are going to know you're full of it. Like, unless like they can see it for themselves and they know the prices, like, they're not going to believe you. And they shouldn't believe you. Which leads to like this really interesting point some YouTubers make, which I really like, the more financial minded ones, is that the reason Magic can hold money, like a box can hold money, is because there's an end user. There's a lot of end users. There's people who are not trying to flip this. They're not trying to use it as an asset. They're not playing hot potato with these cards. They want to keep the cards. Maybe one day they'll sell them. Maybe they won't. But they're used as game pieces. People want them to use them, to have them. Meaning there will always be someone who will find worth in that item and keep it. Okay? That's what keeps that, shocking as it is to me, that's what keeps value in this game. While with Pokemon, since most of it's just a collector's game, and collectors are going to be very stingy in what they get, and most collectors only need one of whatever they're getting. It'd be weird if they wanted more. But since it's just collectors, not really players, there's very, very, very few end users. And most people that have Pokemon cards are just trying to sell them. They could care less if it's a Pikachu, a Charizard, or whatever. They just want to make money. So when it's the hot potato business and there's no one that card is going to go to, it's just whoever is the unfortunate one to get it before the market completely tanks, shot, and the card is now worth nothing. And since they didn't care about the card except its value, they don't care about it at all. So it's just a scuzzy game all around. And it, as a Pokemon fan, it does, it hurts the heart a little bit, it hurts to show that. And then of course, like, the ideal end user of this is kids. It's kids. They like cool cards. They want to collect. Look at my cool cards. Trade them between each other, whatever, But when everyone that's selling them is just adults that are scamming people, these poor children, they're just thrown through a loop, and their parents as well, and it hurts. It hurts a lot. So I've been watching Coop's Collections. If any of you don't know him, please watch him. He's awesome. He just decided to do cons or card meetups or whatever. And, a poor kid came to him and he realized he overpaid for a card. So he just gave him a card for free. I don't know how much it was worth, but he just gave him a card for free. Like, here you go. Like, and then showed the kid, like, this is how I check for prices. So when you're interested in buying cards, just check them through that. And that short just went crazy viral. Bazillions of views. Seriously, look on YouTube. It says bazillions, just kidding. But a lot, like millions and millions of views on this short. So he got really famous. So now when he goes to card shows, he just gives away, like, not like one of the more of the pricier cards, but he does give away like a majority of his cards to kids. Gives them packs, gives them all kinds of stuff to get them started collecting. And I think it's like a breath of fresh air in this community. Even though I haven't been a part of it for very long, I could feel it when he just started giving kids away stuff. Like, you're a kid, this is a couple of bucks. You should, if you're interested in Pokemon, you're at a card show, start collecting Pokemon cards because it's fun. And that's what this TCG desperately needs, is more end users. I know, even like sitting here saying, like, even just for it to retain value, get more kids into Pokemon. And the way you get kids into Pokemon, since they can't afford all this nonsense, give them cards, especially cards that are cheap and look cool. That's who it's made for. Give the kids the cards. So yeah, so what I've done is I've been inspired. I picked up a bunch of like the cool arts that we sell for cheap at the shop, and I've just got a little binder and I put them in there. And if I see a kid who says they're interested or ask them, do you like Pokemon? Would you like a card? Hell yeah, they're gonna get a card. So yeah, I've been inspired to do that too, to share in that collectible asset. Like, here, have a Pokemon card. Just, you came in, good to see ya, have a Pokemon card. I know some kids that might abuse that, so I'm only gonna make sure they only get one. But I just figure out that that's such a great way to do that, and I hope more card shops and people who do that share that enthusiasm. because now people are donating to Coop. They're donating collections that are worth money. They are donating money to Coop to continue giving out for the kids and for them to have a fun start to this collectible game like that we all love. So it's nuts. Like he live streams his con stuff now, and if there's a kid that really likes this card, but obviously he's a kid, doesn't have money, people on stream will pay that card for that kid. So it's like, oh man, that Charizard looks great, but it's $100, and someone will donate $100 on stream so that he can give the kid that card. It's crazy. But that's like so cute and adorable. It gives you the warm feels inside, I don't know. So Coop did an awesome thing with that, and I hope he continues to do it, even though I know it's a lot of responsibility now. But yeah, I hope he continues on that journey, and I hope more card shops do the same. Give free packs to kids and stuff. Excuse me. Well, packs are hard, I understand. But give away cards. Cards you're not going to sell. $1, $2 cards to every kid you see. Come on. I don't know, make deals. It's like, hey kids, if you buy a pack, I'll give you a free card. If you buy a pack, spend that $5, you'll get a free card. I think that's awesome. And I hope to see that more. And I can't do much. I can't give away product, obviously. It's not my store. But I will continue to give away cards, and I just specify that it's from my collection. This is not the store giving you money. It's not because I want clout either. But I don't want kids coming in asking the owner, like, hey, can I get my free card? And he'll be like, what? So it's like, no, this is from me. I'm here. This is for my stuff. But yeah, so I hope that continues on. And who knows? Maybe things will turn around for Pokemon. We'll see. But I'm still interested in collecting some. I'm still interested in filling out my original set along with every single Pikachu. I'm nuts. I'm crazy. I know the price of some of them. This is a like many year goal. Okay, this is not something do now. Like no. I'm going to take my time, especially with my original collection. I'm going to get the originals, then I'm going to shoot for first editions, and then I'm going to shoot for all the foils and first editions, and I'm going to shoot for the shadowlesses. This is a thing to do just to do, okay? Like, this does not need to happen now, today, at all. This is over time, slow and steady, stuff like that. Anyway, I'm at the shop. Thanks for listening to my ramblings again. Hopefully magic will sort itself out. We will see. But yeah, anyway, take care, y'all.